Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. What an amazing sight that we are seeing ICP decisively back above $8. We really have been looking forward to this kind of price action over the last 3 weeks or so, and we have finally gotten it. But the question now becomes, can this now lead us into something that is much bigger for the market? We will talk about that, and we'll also reference the bigger price target that we are looking forward to here on ICP, which is right around $220. And I've also said time and again that I think it's also an underestimate of what the price action is on ICP here, but still we'll talk about that later in the video, right? So without me further running my mouth too much here, let me start on the 3 daily time frame, and we can still see that we have got a nice double bottom here. And ideally speaking, this is exactly what you want to see, because you want to see like a higher low being formed, just like in the situation, indicating that demand is actually something that is very much legit right there. Taking a look at the underlying indicators, there isn't much width there, but if we go to the 1 weekly time frame, we'll kind of see that, look, on the MACD especially, the bears have actually lost like control of this whole thing. We can see that, yeah, even in the situation we have been on the bearish territory, but you know, the momentum is now starting to build for the bulls. We haven't had a bullish cross just yet, but you know the deal, some of these indicators may flash a little bit later, right? But the thing that I wanted to point out to is the moving average here on the RSI on the weekly time frame. We see this yellow line right there is the moving average. Now what we are seeing is that once the RSI on the weekly time frame is crossing this moving average here, we have had like red bounces here for ICP. The last one even went as high as something like 600%, so that is great news. And we also saw one right back then in something like maybe January 2023. We also happened to see a very big move here of something like 140%. That's great. And then the other one was back then, I think this was maybe July 2022, and we saw a bounce of something like 130%. That's great here for ICP. Now, what really am I getting to with this point? I think that right at this point we are looking for another bullish cross that is going to be happening here, so it's going to be very normal for me to kind of anticipate something like 100+% here for ICP in the coming few days, right? But let me go back here to the shorter time frame a little bit and show you the kind of things that we have been focusing on the last few weeks, and really how they can affect the future of ICP here. I think you have seen me multiple times draw something like a waterfall crash here, and then V-shaped recovery, come back to test the lows one more time. You just water a little bit, and then off and away you go. You have seen this structure like a lot, obviously, on the channel. Now this is exactly what is playing out here with ICP Internet Computer Protocol, and usually this is a great sign, and you can already see that we have already had some good returns on this one. But I think it's also very much obvious to understand that there is a major resistance that is lying right between $8.50 and $9, right? So for me, $9 was gonna be enough anyway, but even if the price stops at $8.50 something, that is still okay. At least we have had like signs of life in the market. That is still something that is great. But is there a possibility that we can even continue to push higher than this? Yes, there is definitely a possibility of something like that happening in this specific short term here. But let me also show you that we have the same structure here on the daily time frame, or maybe on the 3 daily time frame. It really doesn't matter. But remember the structure here, very nice and easy. Waterfall kind of a crash, you have a V-shaped recovery, you come back to back test the lows one more time, off and away you go. For the most part, this is what usually happens, right? So relative to where ICP is sitting right now, you can see on the 3 daily time frame, for example, we have got this waterfall kind of a crash. We've got a V-shaped recovery. We are coming back to test the lows one more time. As long as we are holding this level here, there's actually a very high likelihood that ICP will pick itself up and will even be able to see price targets as high as something like you know, $21 and something like that. Yeah, now maybe some of you may be thinking that this is actually not a legitimate pattern. So what I've done is I've gone outside of crypto to try and show you that, you know, these things are actually happening elsewhere, right? So we can see here, for example, this is Tesla, and you can see that kind of a same structure that I've been talking about, right? Waterfall crash, V-shaped recovery, come back to test the lows one more time, off and away you go, right? This is the first example. We also have got this example, waterfall crash, V-shaped recovery, back test the lows, and then off and away you go. So my fingers will be crossed here to see ICP trying to break above all resistance levels. But I think I've noted that right now we've got a resistance at around $8.50 and $9, but the main resistance would actually be something like here, $11.50. You can already see it. Nobody needs to show you that. So yeah, until we get there, we'll have to worry, obviously. But for now, I think it's like more of celebratory mode, at least for me, that we have actually seen that there is a sign of life here for ICP Internet Computer Protocol. And I'm really much still very much optimistic on what is going to be happening next. I have shown you with the underlying indicators that actually we could pump more than 100%. And that would mean that it takes the price above its main resistance by there. So we'd have to see when the time gets there. But for now, as I said, we should actually be happy with what is happening with ICP and the rest of the market. These are very much good indications. Now, let me talk a little bit about the long-term price section for ICP, and my long-term price target here for ICP is upwards of $220. A lot of people call me crazy for that. Some people even say that, nobody with a straight mind can say that with a straight face. But I think people are actually not paying attention to what is important here. I mean, take a look at this dashboard here for ICP Internet Computer Protocol. There are 240 million ICP tokens that are logged. Now, if you come here to CoinMarketCap, you will see that they are representing that they are right around 469 million ICP tokens out there. Okay, yeah, this is where I'm saying that this information here is not really telling the whole story. If you come here to the ICP dashboard, 240 million of those 469 something are actually locked right at this point, making up 46% of the total supply. So what this means is that if we have like a very aggressive bull market between right now and the next 6 months or so, 240 millions of these ICP tokens are not going to be participating in this bull cycle. We're only going to be having about 200 million tokens, right? And I'm telling you, that's really, really scarce. At the peak of the bull market, when everybody wants a piece of ICP, 200 million tokens is really nothing, and that could actually very much skyrocket the price. So really, let me put it into context one more time. If we go here and take a look at something like here, maybe Solana, right? You will see that there are 466 million tokens that are circulating right at this point with a market cap of about $67 billion. Now, the price is $143 or $144 right at this point. What I'm saying is that because ICP has got like only 200 million tokens that can participate, that can be liquid in this bull cycle, we have like more than half less of the circulating supply here, meaning that if ICP somehow gets something like a $67 billion in terms of market cap, we'll have double of this price or more than double of this price here, which is 143, right? So 143 multiplied by 2, it gets you even closer to something like $300 for each ICP token. I'm actually hoping you're following closely, but if that was complicated and you think that ICP cannot get a market cap of something like 67 billion, let me quickly show you what the market cap of ICP is telling us right at this point. We have got this inverse head and shoulders pattern that you can see. We have got this downward sloping resistance, and then we have the formation of the left shoulder here, we have the formation of the head, and then we also have the formation of the right shoulder there. This is almost a complete inverse head and shoulders pattern, except that we still haven't gotten back to the downward sloping resistance. So we still have got some work to do here with ICP, and this is where I was saying that, I mean, if we clear those resistances right around $11.50 and something like that, we'll be able to touch this level one more time, maybe right around $20, and then I think it's really going to be very much apparent to everybody that ICP is very much bullish. But I think that from an opportunity standpoint, that could actually prove to be late, right? Now, also a lot of people try to point out the fact that ICP has got low volume, but theoretically speaking, if you're looking at head and shoulders patterns, you'll see that there is a decreasing volume here, the formation of the left shoulder, and then there is almost no volume at the formation of the head. Then finally, there is also like a decreasing volume at the formation of the right shoulder. I mean, volume only appears when the thing is already starting to break out. And this is why I was saying that sometimes it's going to be late for a lot of people to realize that. But still, what we will be targeting here for the market cap of ICP, something like $112 billion. Like it's double that $67 billion that we were talking about here with Solana. So I'm really extremely bullish on ICP, right? We could even see something like $600, but I don't want to be, focusing on like bigger price targets right now. We want to focus on something that is a little bit much more conservative so that we'll be able to take profits when we actually see these price targets taking place, right? So ICP right at this point with this market cap of about maybe $112 billion, let's slash it by half and say that will actually be something like $240 with the current price of ICP of about $8.50. And that will be something like, shy of 30x from where the price is sitting right now. So this is the opportunity that I see here in ICP Internet Computer Protocol. And if you actually come to this site here and we go here to vesting, we actually realize that if we give ourselves maybe until, let's say, June 11, 2025 to say that between now and June 2025 we have a bull cycle, then the maximum supply of ICP that we're going to be having, right, is something like 220 million tokens. Again, this is something that is very, very much scarce, and I think that many people haven't realized just yet, but this is actually my own school of thought, right? What I can say for now is maybe I got it totally wrong. I will actually be very much glad to hear what you think about this tokenomics here on ICP and the main price target that I have for this specific bull cycle, right? Other than that, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video. You guys know what is happening with CoinMarketCap. They're basically shadow banning ICP so that many people really don't understand what is happening in that ecosystem. But I think that it is in our hands as a community to go ahead and share this information. So help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It will favor the YouTube algorithm and telling it that people are actually interested in this information, right? Also, if you're new to the channel, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe, because I do TA on ICP and a number of other different altcoins on a regular basis. Just remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, alright? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then also if you're interested in a bonus of something like $5,000, feel free to check out the link that we partnered with BingX. They actually created an activity for the community, and you will be able to profit from there. Other than that, if you're interested in trader alerts, feel free to join the Patreon. The link will also be in the description, and then I'll see you on the next one. Bye.